has a logo for the New York Jets, which is an American football team. So Gary's goal in life is to own the New York Jets. So he lets his customers know that's what he's passionate about. There's also a New York Jets jersey right here in the upper left corner for you guys. He's got his sleeves rolled up. This is a sweatband. He's got a sweatband on. And these are action figures. It's tough to see, but those are little toys, action figures. So much different. But what he did is he got it wrong the first time. But he learned quickly and adjusted. And he's able to sell $4 million to $50 million worth of wine using social media. Now, the video itself sells nothing. It doesn't sell anything. But it allows for that first step of engagement to where he then can sell within Twitter and also within Facebook. This is tough to read, but for those of you that use Twitter, you probably use TweetDeck or Hootsuite to help you manage it. So third-party tools. This is from Hootsuite, and it's tricky to see that. But what this is not a screenshot from Gary, because Gary doesn't give me access to his Twitter account. This is from my Twitter account. So I use this stuff to sell books. So the video we opened up with doesn't sell any books. So you could look at that as a company and say, let's stop doing that video. It didn't sell any books. Because the tracking would show it doesn't sell any books. Well, what does sell books is the second level of engagement. That's what Gary calls it, the second level of engagement. So that's going in to Twitter. And again, this is a screenshot from Hootsuite. It's a great tool if you don't use it. And I'm searching for Socialnomics. I'm searching for my name. And I'm also searching for the name of the video. In English, it's Social Media Revolution. So that I can see people that pass the video. And look, this is from yesterday, so there's a lot of Portuguese in here of people watching that video that we showed at the beginning. And then I can go in and respond to those folks and say, I'm glad you liked the video. If you happen to read the book that's behind the video, I would love to know what you think about the book. So it's a soft level of selling. And they'll come back and say, I did not know there was a book. I just purchased it on Amazon. I'll let you know what I think. So increased sales of the book, and also now I'm engaged with the reader, like never before. You could never have this before, social media. Now we have this engagement with readers. They can tell me what they like and what they don't like about the book, so that when we revise the book, it can be better. So whether you're selling wine or books or whatever you're selling, that's how you can utilize this stuff. And the video is just a stepping stone to the second layer of selling that you use within social media. And again, you're probably thinking, that's a lot of work. And it is a lot of work. But it works. You can sell. And so it's a beautiful thing, and it's great. It's great for Gary. I love it because I can then interact with my readers. So what about the big companies? Who's having success out there with the big companies within social media? So this video I'm about to show you, I probably think that probably everyone in this audience has seen it because it's about football. And it's an ad that was developed for the World Cup this year by Nike. And it's called Writing the Future. But what did they do differently? They produced a 2-minute spot, which would cost a lot of money to run on regular broadcast television. So instead they said, why don't we develop this 2-minute spot and pay nothing to post it on YouTube? So they posted on YouTube and get 21 million views. And a lot of you guys have probably seen this. The other thing that they did really well is they knew that they're going to post this on YouTube and it'd be global. So to save costs, they had to make it so there wasn't really language in the video. So you'll see that it works across all different countries, no matter what language you speak. So that's another smart thing is marketers and companies, and especially a global marketer or company, when we develop stuff for YouTube, we need to develop it so that you don't have to translate it. So what's the problem with the videos that I make? I have to translate all of them for language. This one you don't. sponsor of the World Cup. So most people thought that Nike was because of stuff like this that they're running out there. And again, a 2-minute commercial would not be conceivable to be able to afford that type of broadcast airtime. But on YouTube, it's free and it's passed along. And I like that they utilized in the video itself when, during the Brazilian part, with Kobe Bryant, they showed how many people were liking it on Facebook. So pretty cool stuff from Nike in terms of that. One thing that they got wrong, though, you notice that they didn't have Spain in the video at all. So this is just on a local level. If you're a small business, what you can do. This is a small company out of Atlanta, Georgia. They only sell in the Atlanta region. And so if you're selling to Class C and Class D only in a certain region, you can do that with social media. So this company, all they do is they sell products for a dog, a Labrador dog, just only labs. That's all they sell. So that's how niche the stuff can be. And before they wouldn't be able to afford marketing, but they can use Facebook to reach that specific market. And I'm not going to read through all this because it's long, it's in English, but those in yellow, it says personal, love, fun, and community. And these are all quotes from their buyers, saying that this is what I think about that company that sells that stuff. Personal, love, fun, community. And that's what social media is really all about. This real quickly, Skittles. For those of you guys that don't eat Skittles, it sounds disgusting, but they're like M&Ms but with fruit in them. What they did is they decided, why do we even run a website? Why do we have a website? Why don't we just push everyone everywhere else? So if you went to Skittles.com, it would say connect. It would take you to Facebook. If it said contact us, it would take you to Twitter. If it said video, it would take you to YouTube. Photos, it would take you to Flickr. For information, it would take you to the Skittles page on Wikipedia. So they said, why do we even run a website? All that information's out there, and it's from our users. So let's do that. So they got a lot of publicity in the United States for doing that. And again, this is not an online brand. Nobody buys Skittles online. But it's a good use of social media for them to get a lot of return. And you're seeing a lot of smaller companies today. They're deciding, why do I even make a website? Why don't I just make a Facebook page? And I can sell. So a lot of companies are selling only on Facebook. And Tomas was telling me last night that Africa, here in Brazil, they utilize just the Facebook page as well. Oh, one quick thing about Skittles was interesting is that when you do focus groups are great, but what they don't, the problem with focus groups is you need to know what questions to ask. And in social media, your consumer will answer a question that you didn't even know was a question. And so that happened with Skittles. They didn't know why in New York and in Los Angeles their sales were increasing. They had no idea. They just saw that it was increasing. They go, ah, that's nice. But what they saw when they listened, people were buying Skittles to put in their martini, in their vodka, in their gin, because the dye on the Skittles would run, and so it makes the drink look red, orange, purple, and it would give it a different flavor. So all of these different parties, that's why the sales were going up. So they didn't have a clue, and all of a sudden they saw in social media by listening that that was the case. So I will send this out to you, but these are all tools you can use to listen better. You can use Google Alerts to sign up for your brand name and put it out there. You can go to Twitter and just put in your name for your brand. If you go to Technorati, that's a site for blogs. Google blog search also just searches blogs, so blogsearch.google.com. That's only for blogs. I'll hop around here, but WiseStamp, that's a good tool to, if you've ever seen someone's email, if you get an email and it says their name and it's got the cool Facebook, Orchid, Twitter icons, and you can click through to those sites where they've got their Twitter user handle. That's from WiseStamp, so you can use that tool to put that into your email signature. This other tool right here, wefollow.com. If you go to wefollow.com, you can type in any term. So if you wanted to type in iPhone, it'll tell you who the most influential people are on Twitter around that product or service. So as a company, then you can reach out to those folks on Twitter. KLOUT.com, Clout, does the same thing. So it'll show how influential you are on Twitter. And so you can use it as a company to find out who are the influencers. This other one, Grader.com, Grader.com, you can go there and put in your personal Twitter account, or you can go in there and put in your company's Twitter account, or for Facebook, or for Foursquare. They have a bunch of tools that will give you a grade from 0 to 100%. And if you don't get 100%, it'll tell you why you're not at 100%. So it's a very, very useful tool. It also has search engine optimization tools. So I'll send this out to you, but it's just a list of free tools that you can use to listen better out there in the marketplace. All right, then we're going to end with one last video. And by people laughing, it sounds, how many people have seen the Old Spice campaign? Okay, a bunch of you guys have seen it, so I'm going to show you one 30-second video, but then I'm going to talk to you about why it was different from a social media perspective. Just a little background on Old Spice. Old Spice was in record decline for a lot of their products. It was considered